What is removal jurisdiction in federal court cases? Imagine a situation where a legal dispute begins in a state court, but one of the parties believes that the case should be heard in a federal court instead. This process is known as removal, and it involves transferring a case from a state court to a federal court. Removal jurisdiction refers to the authority of federal courts to accept cases that originate in state courts under specific legal criteria. Federal courts have limited jurisdiction, meaning they can only hear cases authorized by the United States Constitution or federal statutes. One of the main bases for removal is when a case involves a federal question. This occurs when the legal issue hinges on federal laws, treaties, or the United States Constitution itself. For example, if a lawsuit involves alleged violations of federal civil rights laws or federal intellectual property statutes, the defendant can seek removal to federal court. Another significant basis for removal is diversity of citizenship. This situation arises when the parties involved are from different states or countries, and the amount in controversy exceeds a certain threshold, which is currently set at $150,000. For instance, if a person from state A sues a corporation incorporated in state B for damages exceeding the specified amount, the defendant may choose to remove the case to federal court to ensure a neutral venue. The process of removal begins with the defendant filing a notice of removal within a specified time frame, usually 30 days after receiving the complaint. This notice must be filed in the federal district court that covers the geographic area where the state court case was originally filed. The defendant must also provide a copy of the complaint and all relevant documents to the federal court. It is important to note that not all cases are eligible for removal. Certain cases, such as those involving purely state law issues without any federal question or diversity of citizenship, cannot be removed. Additionally, some cases may be subject to restrictions or procedural rules that limit removal options. Once a case is removed to federal court, the federal court gains jurisdiction to hear the case and make legal determinations. The plaintiff can challenge the removal if they believe it was improper, and the federal court will then decide whether the case should remain in federal jurisdiction or be remanded back to the state court. Understanding removal jurisdiction is essential for grasping how cases move between state and federal courts, ensuring that legal disputes are heard in the appropriate venue based on the nature of the issues and the parties involved.